What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and today we're talking through the 23 readathons that are happening in April. Welcome to this video, and I will be talking through the 23 readathons that I found at the time of filming this, which is 5:53 on Wednesday the 29th of March AEDT. So there are the potential that there will be more announced afterwards. Apologies, I put this video up at 6 AM tomorrow. Usual disclaimers: one, I will mention the announcement video that I found it on. This might not be the creator of the readathon, but one of the co-hosts. The videos will link you to where you need to go to get all the information. Two, I will link below every single video and tag the creators if they are taggable, and there will also be a link to the YouTube playlist that I've created, as well as the spreadsheet which has my breakdown. It's basically what I read off while I'm filming this, so I can tell you just a smidgen about the readathons, but the full information will be in those announcement videos, so check those out if you're interested. Three, I can never remember what the third one is every time. Oh well. Also, I just want to clarify that I'm doing this solely on YouTube. I know that there was the Trans Right Readathon happened in March on Instagram, and so I don't know if it was announced prior to the start of March and when I was filming my video, but I don't include readathons that have originated on a blog post or BookTok or Bookstagram. I'm not aware of what's happening on those platforms since I don't really use them, so mine is solely for the YouTube sphere that they have been posted on. Obviously some of these readathons, these might have a Discord and be solely run on a Discord, or it might be solely run on Instagram, but they've done an announcement video on YouTube so I can find it, so I can mention it. That's a new disclaimer because I realized that I didn't mention the Trans Right Readathon in my video last month, and I wasn't actually sure where it came from, but then I started seeing TBR videos. So, and it's an awesome readathon, so I hope people had a chance to participate. So I know that this is not a catch-all, this is just what I stumbled across at the time of filming. So with that, let's dive into the 23 readathons that are happening. We will run from the smallest duration to the longest duration. And I have 9% battery on my tablet, so this is gonna be fun. So the first one is a 24-hour readathon that is happening on the 1st of April, and that is Tackle Your TBR, which is by the Reading Nymph. This is just a day to take care of yourself and do something that you love. If you want to read, feel free, but you don't have to. It's more just about taking that time for yourself and setting time aside for you, whether that involves reading or not. You can make it as flexible as you like, and they're the same 4 prompts that run every time this readathon happens, as it is bi-monthly. Then we jump into a weekend readathon, which is running from the 14th to the 16th, and that is Agatha in April, which I found on Reading This Life. So this is basically to pick up an Agatha Christie and introduce you to Christie if you're new, and just have a community event to discover and explore a new author that it might be an oldie and a classic that you haven't yet picked up. So sort of creating that space to not feel so intimidated or not to do it alone. And if you're very familiar with Christie, you're still more than welcome to join. It's just sort of creating an environment for people to talk about it. So if you have lots of thoughts and want to join in, feel free. Then we have 1 week-long one, which is running from the 3rd to the 9th, and that's Shani's Bowling Readathon, which is created by Shani and Books. This is based off Shani's TBR game, where they have plastic bowling pins and they toss a ball. Whatever gets knocked down are the prompts for their TBR that month. But basically it's just in the form of a bowling pin setup, and then they have life activities and reading prompts on those, as well as a group book, and this is to celebrate them hitting 1K, and it looks absolutely adorable. And if you need another Australian booktuber to go to subscribe to, Shani is going to be your girl. Then we have a 10-day readathon happening from the 21st to the 30th, and that is Amish in April, which is hosted by Lizzie Faye Loves Books, and this is basically just reading Amish books. The theme is light and dark, so you can interpret that however you feel, whether that be subject matter, cover, titles, whatever you'd like to do to shake it. That's just the theme that they've picked for this round. Then we have a 2-week readathon running from the 10th to the 24th, and that's a continuathon which is created by Laura's Little Library. This is focusing on reading series books. So there are 4 tiers to gain badges, and you just want to continue on with series, whether that be a duology, trilogy, or a longer series, and companion novels also count. I'm really excited to get badges. I doubt that I'll make that happen with my Magical Readathon TBR, but if people have badges, I'm like, yes! I'm so lame in that regard. Then we have 15-month-long readathons. There are 2 exceptions, so I'll talk about those at the end. But the first one is Magical Readathon, which is created from G from Book Roast, and this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, readathon of the booktube community, and it brings me so much joy to talk about it every April and August. This is based in the Aurelium Academy, and basically you pick a career that you would like. There are then classes that you need to fulfill to obtain that career, and then the syllabus has what prompts you need to fill for those classes, and then you read those books. It's so much fun, and there is a 101 because it is such an expansive world now. G has put so much time and effort in it, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So there is a 101 on where to go and how you can join, because you can create your character. You don't have to do all the fiddly bits. If you don't want to, you can just do the spring and autumn equinoxes, but if you'd like to do the whole slew, G explains it in that video very well. Then we have Picture This Readathon, which I found on Spreadbook Joy, and there are 6 words for prompts, and the goal is to celebrate the art in picture books and see the value of them, not necessarily just for children. So the fact that adults can enjoy picture books and they are an experience of in and of themselves, and the things that adults can take away from it just as much as having an enjoyable story to talk through with a child, and the importance of still reading picture books even if you're not a child. Then we have the Trans Girl April Readathon, which I found on Kevy's channel, and this is a bingo board to celebrate a plethora of transgender and non-binary authors in all sort of realms. There is also Prompt 0, which is to denounce fascism and just show your support to the trans community due to the harassment and bullying that they face daily, and the fact that it's not acceptable and this community is penalized for being their unique and wonderful selves, to continue to protect and promote the community and treat them as the wonderful individuals they are, rather than being a douche canoe. You can change it if you don't feel comfortable with Trans Girl April. You can make it whatever pronouns suit you best, but that's just the hashtag that they're using for the readathon, and basically it's to read a male transgender, female transgender and non-binary author reading a fiction, a non-fiction and a genre fiction, all from those 3 groups of individuals. Then we have Realmathon, which is hosted by Covers with Cassidy, and this is a genre-based teamed readathon where you pick your team and there are prompts to whether you're going to attack another team or defend your realm, and it is the last realm standing. Cassidy has revamped Realmathon and created these warring factions for this round, and I think it's very interesting on how they've presented it, and the prompts are very open. So all you have to do is pick your genre. Then we have Old School April, which I found on Slime and Slashes. This is a readathon and watchathon team event. You need to gain points and proof needs to be shown whether on Discord or Instagram. So there are so many things to do, like reading prompts, movies and other activities celebrating the 70s, 80s, 90s and early noughties, or doing newer, reading a book that was published later but has retro vibes, and there will be a massive slumber party. Then we have All the World's a Page, which I found on Olivia Catastrophe's channel, and this is building your own Shakespeare play using the prompts from characters, settings, plot points, or even stage directions, and just doing the chaos that will unfold from that. So if you have a pairing between 2 Shakespearean characters, you can read the prompts that match those to make them love interests. You can throw in a random setting just because you feel like it, and just make a really creative play, or just keep true to form. The world's your oyster. Then we have the Stars Holoathon, which is created by Reading Winneva, and every week in April there will be 2 roll drops based off their Gilmore Girls TBR. You can pick and choose what prompts you want to join in, so you don't have to read both. You don't even have to read one every week. You can pick what suits your reading best, and it will actually be kicking off officially on the last weekend of March. So Neva does 24-hour reading sprints, and so that will be the start for, so the ones that are running on the end of March into April will be the ones to kick off this readathon. Then we have the Nevermoreathon, which I found on Adventures in the Enchanted Forests channel. There are 7 teams with their own bingo board based off the Nevermore clicks from the show Wednesday. You can triple up, but no more than that, and there is a sign up form that needs to happen before the 1st of April, I believe. So you get to pick the click, and I think that they're really creative in the prompts that are fitting in with each click, but I have never seen the show, so I'm like, I don't know, it seems to be like a lot of fun, and they've got lots of recommendation videos for each of the bingo cards. Then we have the 30 manga in 30 days challenge, which I found on the Locked Booktician, and the name is in the title. The goal is to read 30 mangas in 30 days. It's more of a challenge than a readathon, but there are awesome co-hosts, and you know, you can make it into your own reading challenge for the month, so I counted it in here. And I think that it's really important to expand our reading and just try to challenge ourselves every so often, and I feel like manga is a perfect way of sort of diving into something new. If you're not too familiar with it, it shouldn't be too overwhelming to read. It can take some adjusting, but it's a lot of fun and opens up a whole new world of entertainment. Then we have the TBR Blitz, which I found on Derry's read it before, and this is run on the Keymark Discord. Basically, your books need to be sci-fi or fantasy and over 200 pages. They do have prompts to pick, but it's maxed out at 5 books. There are also bonus prompts as well. Then we have the Shakespeare Readathon, which I found on And With the Books channel, and this is a reading challenge again, based off reading all of Shakespeare's plays, but the main prompt is basically to read one Shakespeare, and the other prompts are optional, but I thought it would be nice, you know, you could read a Shakespeare for all the world's a page, even though you don't have to. It would just be funny to see what matches up for that, and I think it's a pretty decent challenge for them to be taking on. You don't have to read all of them. The goal is just to read one, but if you'd like to set yourself the challenge on top of reading 30 manga in 30 days, that would be nuts. Feel free. I'm just here to provide chaos. Then we have the Spring into Christian Fiction, and this I found on Paperbacks and Ponytails. So there is a buddy read, and what I love about this is that they've received 10 prompts from their favorite Christian authors. So they had like a little message or quote from people, and then they've taken that and turned it into a reading prompt, and I thought that was really lovely to introduce some authors for people that are new to the genre, and also just to create some really beautiful quotes and prompt ideas. Then we have People April, which I found on Bookins and Books, and this is to read a non-fiction through the prism of people. You just need to read one book in any format that is people based, and the prompts that they've provided are quotes, but they're not quite what you would think they are. And there is a group read as well, but yeah, when I was watching the announcement video and the prompt came up, I was like, oh, that's so interesting, and then there was the twist, and I was like, this is bloody brilliant. So feel free to go check these out. I don't want to spoil the quotes for you, but I think they're fucking hilarious, and I hope that you enjoy them. Then we have the Battle of the Bands, which I found on the Bookish Drummer. Again, this is completely on Discord as well. They're bands with team captains, and it is a competitive points-based readathon. You can gain and take away points, and there are 5 book prompts per team. Then we have Lit with Indian Lit, and this I found on Sam Reed's channel, and this is to discuss and appreciate translated Indian books, just as to read as many translated Indian books as you can. There are 3 prompts for guidance, but the goal is just to read whatever you can and discuss and enjoy it. This is their 6th year running it, and I thought that was absolutely nuts. It's so nice seeing the readathons that have persevered throughout the years, and yeah, it was just like, oh, that's lovely. So those are the 15-month-long running from the 1st to the 30th, and then we have another month-long one that's running from the 15th of, the 15th of April to the 13th of May, and that's Eurovision-athon, which is Helen's Bookhaven's baby. This is about reading books from the 37 countries that are in Eurovision, and it runs the duration of Eurovision. There's a story graph and a Discord, and basically you just need to read 1 book per country, and then you earn points depending for where they fall in the finals. And if you've read multiple countries, then depending where they score is what points you end up with. And I always think it's really cool getting to see the recommendations that have come from this, because I think it's their 3rd or 4th time running it. So there's definitely a plethora of recommendation videos out there already for this. And then we have a readathon that can either go for the month of April, or it can go for this 2nd quarter of the year. And that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer Readathon, which I found on Rescued and Reads. Basically, you want to read books to add members to your Scooby Gang and defeat a big bad. The big bads need to be done in the order that they have been listed, but you can pair with any Scooby Gang member. So the first one's like Buffy and just a regular basic vampire. So those 2 get paired, and then you'll need to read the next prompt of the big bad. That could be a singular book, or you can choose, if it matches up with a Scooby Gang member, to read their prompt and smush the 2 together. But that's like the structure to it. You can choose to read as many as you can in a month. You can pick to just read a set amount in April and that be that, or you can try and read it over the quarter and just see how many you can get. I believe the host is going for all of them by the end of the quarter. So it just looks like a lot of fun, and I have recently started watching Buffy the Vampire. Well, we've been watching it for ages, but I only watch one episode every so often. So it's taken me a while to get to. But I'm really enjoying it. So I'm like, yay! I love this! So that is the 23 readathons that I have found at the time of filming that have YouTube-based formats and or announcement videos. With that, my apologies for the rapid fire throughout this. I am trying to do a quick turnaround and I'm in a lot of pain, so I just want to go to bed. With that, let me know in the comments, are there any readathons that you're hoping to participate in? I'm definitely already have my TBR up for Magical Readathon, and if anything else just fits in with that, I will happily take that on. Let me know down below any other readathons as well that I might have missed, especially after this video was posted. If you see an announcement, feel free to link it below. Oh! I also won't be updating the spreadsheet. I don't do that. I will update the playlist, but I don't update the spreadsheet or the description box with any further readathons. They just go into the playlist. So if you want the most current up-to-date readathons, check the playlist. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!